Welcome back to my channel, guys. Tonight I don't really have anything planned. I just want to talk about that dungeon that I did last night that was only accidentally open for 1 hour, and that's why those of you who watch my video who've been wondering why you can't do the dungeon too, it's because it was a mistake that they released it. It's not supposed to be released till Monday, but I wanted to know why I made that video in the first place. I made that video so that you guys could get a first-hand look of my failing in that dungeon, so that way be you could better be aware of what to expect when you entered that dungeon. So I was hoping that you could just take the knowledge of watching me play and be able to construct better than me and go farther than I did. So I will talk about what mythics I think definitely are going to be more relevant now that that dungeon is coming. But first I want to go ahead and see if I can get this guy ranked 1 with the cells that or with the coins that I've saved. And I got real bad news about that challenge event. If you were watching my channel, I told you guys I was like, oh, I'm just gonna save up all my challenge points and do like a 50k spending at one time. Guys, I totally slept through the event and lost all of my challenge points. It was a little sick to my stomach, but at the same time, I just had to tell myself that I didn't miss out on anything but some gems and a couple of scrub monsters, but still, I'm not going to be saving them up anymore like that, I don't think. That was not a good idea. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut my mouth so that I can fast forward through this when I make the video. I want to add in, guys, look forward to me doing the Grand Master Duels, not this time, but next time. I plan to save up 120 gems for it. I just now realized that you can use your own monsters in it, so that's what I plan to be doing. In the next couple of days is getting my Hornet ready, getting some mutant runes, and preparing for Grandmaster Duels. So stay tuned for that too as well, guys. There'll be some new content. Alright, so that's as far as it let me get. But I should be able to make the, what is it, 60 in that time, I hope. I've farmed away almost all of my money. I had like 400 mil to put in farms, but I spent some of it before the feed event got here because I was battling a human and I wanted to feed my Tanya all the way up. Which, speaking of which, let's go over some of the monsters now. I think this guy here is going to get so much better for that dungeon. Since you can't use legends, that pretty much knocks out all the Megatons except this guy, and he's the only one that starts with Megaton, and every single node he restarts with Megatons, so that's like 10 times better than it is in PvP or anything such like that. And the fact that he has heal moves definitely allows him to go long distance. It allows you to plan around it. So this guy got way more valuable to me anyway, and I would figure to my audience it should have got more valuable to you too. Um, I'm keeping an eye on moves that cost 0 stamina. When I first went through that dungeon, I didn't think that it was really costing me any stamina. It seemed like my stamina was resetting every time, but also, you guys, you got to remember that dungeon was like a beta version and they weren't really prepared to release it, so anything could be different. Uh, One thing though to definitely note is that monsters that overperformed for me, meaning like I had no idea they were going to be that good, is monsters like Glamhead. Him being able to CDA people is very good, and him being able to restore all cooldowns on someone is very good, especially like if you've seen in my video, I was like manipulating that with my Simus so that I could keep every single node CDAing people. Where I messed up is just and not counting how many hit points they had, thinking they were going to die from torture and they stay alive and killed me. Stuff like that. Just misplays is what cost me to only get to level 30 in that dungeon. But from other people's videos that I've seen putting up of that dungeon, they didn't get as far as I did. So I think that's definitely worth noting because I felt that I underperformed big time. I thought that I could do twice as good if I'd known. Like, my main team got destroyed just because it went from super easy to guys being faster than me all in one node click, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I should have been paying more attention, but I thought it was going to be, I don't know, more gradual at the difference. Also, Mr. Beast, he may be half decent, but I'm not a fan of Mr. Beast. I think he's a gold collector. I think he's a really good gold collector, and that's what I plan to use him for. But one thing I do like to note is that I don't think people value Skill Mirror enough. Skill Mirror is really good, especially when you wear Strength runes. I feel like any Mr. Beast that doesn't have Strength runes is a cake pushover. Like, you can think he's a tank. Sure, he's a tank, but I mean, anything that says you have to hit it is almost a tank. So being able to say you have to hit me, plus I have a skill mirror up that says if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back for a ton of damage. That's incredible. But just running life runes and speed runes or team speed and stuff, he's a purr away from nothing. So I that's one thing that I think about him. I'm not sure how my screen recorder in this game works, but we're gonna find out if I can go to Discord without losing the video. It looks like I can. Alright, so I want to talk about this guy, Moochie. He's the only one I have in my Discord at the moment. I'll talk about the one, Vasker, or whatever his name is. I just don't have him, a monster sheet. But this guy is complete garbage to me. I don't see anything, unless they're releasing some sort of crazy physical monster in the future. Like, I get it, Nora's got physical damage and stuff, but Nora doesn't need help beating somebody's head in. Like that, like she hits hard enough. She needs help getting rid of taunts so that she can beat people's heads in, or she needs help getting rid of like damage mirrors so she can beat somebody's head in. You know, like that's what's up with her. But when you come down in here, he has absolutely no moves that solve any problems in PvP at the moment. Meaning, like if there's a problem that you can't solve in PvP, I promise you this guy's not solving it for you. And if you're trying to create a problem that your opponent can't solve, this guy's not doing that for you either. And that's how I measure a new monster to tell if they're good. I say, does this thing solve any problems in PvP, or does it create any problems in PvP? I am a PvP focused player, but now that that dungeon's coming around, I definitely want to consider PvM, guys. That dungeon was fun to me. That dungeon has so much potential. Especially the fact that skill base matters in there, meaning like the smarter players are going to get farther. That's all there is to it, you know. Being able to construct a team and being able to think about when to charge your stuff up, what your CDA time is, like that's all going to be relevant. Which is gonna give a huge boost to free to play, in my opinion. Whereas free to play got totally their legs kicked out from under them by mythics. But yeah, there's nothing on this guy other than being able to make people weak to physical that I see of any use, which to me means he'll be wearing team speeds and running with a physical guy. Because if you're running all attack on him, like what's the physical weakness for? Because he's not doing physical damage, like. So anyway, that's how I feel about that guy. Since I don't have the monster sheet on the Valister or whatever its name is, I'm just gonna go ahead and say like it's a junk monster with one good move, and the one good move is to apply Pierce to itself, and then you hit for a ton of damage, and then remove Pierce from itself. Yes, block positive does stop that, but that's just more excuse for people to run Wormlad that are already running Wormlad, and since they're going to have all attack runes on their Pierce guy, their Wormlad's going to go first, and it's going to clean off all that stuff, and they're going to be able to hit hard with it. That's what I'm expecting from that guy. What I really think that like where he'll shine at is being able to kill a rag behind a taunt, or being able to kill a hornet behind a taunt, stuff like that. I don't really think he's gonna break the meta or do anything crazy. If his Pierce stayed permanent, like if it was a trade or something, then he could break the meta because there's so much taunt in the meta right now, guys. Like, I don't even know what my opponents are at the moment, but I guarantee you there's taunt there. You got Mega Taunt on the left and Mega Taunt on the right with taunt. So, I mean, the Pierce guy, yeah, like he'd come in and do some work there. He'd be able to take out Rag or take out Nikasia. Like, so he's gonna matter. Like, it's just how much investment does it take for him to matter? I don't know, probably 3 times 7 strength with a couple ranks. I think he's supposed to be a maze monster, so it is going to be another monster that I try to get at least rank 1. Like, that's how I feel about this monster, is I think he's totally overrated. I don't think he's any showstopper. He's not he's not that great of a mythic. He doesn't give evade to the guy he revives. He's so situational, but he's still solid, and that's why I wanted to make sure I get him at least rank 1, so that I don't have to be spending amber on him to get him rank 1. But I'm not sure if we're gonna get there. We got 30 minutes to make 33 of them, and I'm not sure if that even puts him at rank 1. Let me go check real quick. Let's see, where do we go? We gotta go to the rank up and see what it does. He's a mythic, and he's light. Okay, where did he go? I guess I'll just check my vault. Um, yeah, so I need 40, which means the last node is going to give me 25, I think, which puts me at 85, leaves me 15 short. So I will probably not spend 15 amber to rank 1 him for a while. That's 15 amber. I'm trying to rank my Tanya again. And mainly just because human fights, man, that's it. Like, I don't have very much use for Tanya in PvP, but I have a lot of use for Tanya when players call me out to battle and they have things like Max Garruk. I do not have anything close to Max. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know that during every race I breed the epics that I need for his cells, but it's still, a very long ways away from his cells. I've only collected 163 of them, and then I only have 399 of the Elementium, which means I could get him to rank 3, but I'll go ahead and tell you a secret. I plan to rank him all the way to rank 5 and just not level him up past 15 and use him as bait on defense. I think that'll work quite well. People won't know he's immune to area dodge, and they'll come in thinking they can stun him or do something to him, and they won't be able to, and they'll lose the fight because of it. That's where I'm really struggling at, is on defense. When it comes to that Rune Lords event, guys, I placed 700s place. I flipped 310s in it, and I opened up a bunch of chests, and I opened up 2 runes from the team shop. I spent mainly just because I wanted to speed runes for human fights, and then I figured no better time to do it than Rune Lords, even though I understand that anything past or anything over what it takes to get the 25 gems is a waste if you don't end up getting the 50 gems for top 500. So, of course, it was like I did it during a non-Rune Lord event. But I'm most likely going to be doing a lot of changes up to monsters over the next couple of days. Like, I got a 9 speed cooking, one of the 8s that I opened up from Team Shop. I went ahead and put 3 level 1 speeds in here with it, and it went up to a 9. It took 20 hours, so we're waiting on that. And it's going to go here on my Tanya, and the main reason why is because I'm going to run Tanya with Siamis in the player versus player fights, and she's very fast, meaning I want my Tanya to go before her, which means I can only really up her speed to just underneath Tanya's, which means if my Tanya's speed doesn't go up, it kind of reduces the point of me leveling hers up, and the reason for that is just because of Megaton. Like, if they run Megaton, like, what can I do with her if she's the lead? Remove their Megaton, and then what can I do with Tanya? Like, that's not enough. Whereas I could be using Tanya to remove the Megaton, and then using her to just destroy their whole game plan. So that's the way that works. I mentioned before that I think it's a ripoff that the pass is Mr. Beast, and they gave him out, but we're almost there. That's not what I wanted. We are almost to getting the Mr. Beast egg. It should be the next set of quests they release. We'll get the egg. I'll save the 7. I won't collect it until next Rune Lords next week. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on there. I don't know of any other monsters coming out. I think the Muchi is the breed event, and the Vascular is a maze monster, but don't quote me. They could end up being pay to pay like they did with the past monsters, where they could have made any of those other monsters the past monster and left Beast the way he was, like, but they didn't. Um, as for my food quests, I didn't get it last week because I went ahead and slept through another event. Like, I'm so good for this. I slept through the event and I didn't feed on time, meaning I woke up like 16 minutes late and I had plenty of food to feed. I actually could have fed over a million more than the 10 and a half. I could have fed 12 mil total, but I just waited too long and I missed my opportunity. This time, I'm probably not going to get it on purpose, guys. The reason why I'm not going to get it on purpose is right over here in the, well, let's see, where the Reliquary. I have plenty of relics that I would like to level up. A good start on the ones that I'd like to level up is the mask. I'd like to level this up a bunch. If we see the difference of what it looks like with about 5 mil, or actually, it gets pretty expensive pretty fast. I would need 27 million food to just give my whole team armor, but we do have the bronze relics to do it. So that's one that I want to put some levels into. The other ones that I want to put some levels into I really wish they would just make. If you guys heard, they made a better charging banner. They made Mr. Beast banner or whatever. It's coming in the May soon, which I think I have somewhere I can show. Um, let's see. I keep some stuff here. All right, yeah, right here. I will be trying to breed the Moochie. If I don't get him, I don't get him. I'm not that. He's just gonna be collecting gold for me. But the Mr. Beast Relic Island, I think they're 1,200 gems. I'm not going to be going for it because to me it's just a shiny charging banner, meaning I don't see it winning me any fights that charging banner wasn't going to win me too, and the price difference is just too much. If they make it like another banner to where this one becomes craftable, I probably still would not invest in crafting it just because of the price cap. If you're a spender, absolutely, it's definitely, there's no argument that it's not better than charging banner in every way, shape, or form. And Charging Banner was the best relic in the game, banner-wise, until this relic got released. I guess that's debatable between people, but let them debate, because I'm pretty confident that Charging Banner was the best relic in the game, banner-wise, and now this one is, and it's just a shinier version. But what I do hope for is that they will print a new armor relic, because as soon as they print a new armor relic, guys, I am totally gonna make the Morg's armor. That armor to me is just is too OP. I can't get over how much armor it gives at the start of battle and then three uses of smacking someone's face. Like it's basically if they bring legends, they're dying. Like that it's pretty gruesome. That's the next one that I want to craft, so I won't be crafting anything. I'll just be saving my golds and my silvers to hopefully craft Morg's armor when they release a new armor. Um, Yeah, I don't remember what else I wanted to talk about other than yeah, I'm gonna live. Oh yeah, my team, guys. My team is we had a bunch of people leave over somebody didn't do their war attacks and then they had, like four friends in the team, so they got in a big argument and they all left. So we have plenty of room in our team. I think we're down to four room for four. We are a 60 lakh team, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you our description. We do back-to-back wars and weeks. It's 6 out of 6 attacks. It's been updated, but you're required to skip one hard quest, and then you're required to get 10k race points. I try to eat up as many of the easy race points as I can to avoid teaming with players who just do 10k and then one skip, and they're like, "Oh, I did enough. I shouldn't be kicked from the team." It's like that's cool and all, but not if your 10k points weren't helping nobody because they were like collect food or collect gold. So I try to eat those up personally as fast as I can because I think that it causes everyone else to have to actually work to help our team, and that can relieve the load on the people who are having to spend way more gems than necessary on things like rushing hatches. I really like, if you're listening and you want a 60 lap team, don't be coming here to leech. Be coming here to help. I got a video up if you don't know how to help on how to get ready for the race. So it would be great if somebody applied, and if you came because you've seen this here on the video, just go ahead and holler out, "Hey, thanks Jumper for putting in your video that your team was open," because it is open. We got four. I was even told that we got people that could get kicked out if we got some more in, but we don't want to clean it out because of the wars and stuff. But yeah, and when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about people who don't even do their war. They just run 5 attacks into the wall and act like nobody notices. But anyway, guys, leave comments in the comments for what you want to see tomorrow, because I still have a couple days, I think, before I get to where I can do my live duels live. So the only thing that I'm going to be doing is really focusing on getting my mythics better ready. I think all of the tanks are worth. That's why I'm glad I have level 6s on my teams, is because, or on all my mythics, is because I can build some pretty crazy teams. Like this guy is nasty. Being able to put up, a shield that says they can't hurt you in that mythic dungeon is giving you a whole node basically. So yeah, like there's just so many more mythics now. Like Moonhaze, you definitely want speed on this guy. He can lock down a whole node. He can stun them. He can possess them. Uh, Miseris can heal your team and revive a guy that you lost. That is very relevant, especially if you hide him or hiding behind a tank. That's why I'm saying I'd be so much, love to get this guy. But yeah, so you have to stay tuned. I plan to maybe live that dungeon when it comes again. I want y'all to hear my thoughts out loud like I did before when I go through it and play. Um, this guy, if you've seen in my last video, is going to cost me some gems to open those up when the rune event comes. I have not been messing with this except for bronze chests and just enough to get my pieces, and that's it. So like and maze coins, when the bronze chest comes back around, I'll do it again. But other than that, I don't really have anything to do tonight except get enough points to be able to use this guy. If I can't use this, if I can't get to 640 some magical way, I will snag those 4 gems and maybe that level 3 rune. I don't know, but I would really like to just get the 25 cells for Lonrad or whatever, however you pronounce his name. And then I guess tomorrow, if I think of anything else, I will add it in. Anyway, guys, thanks to everyone who's watching my channel. I've seen that a lot of people tuned in to see that dungeon video, almost 1,000 now in one day. That's pretty good. So I was hoping that maybe some of you guys will stick around and see the content that I put up. I'm 100% free to play, and I plan to stay that way for the remainder of my time playing this game, unless they do some incredible upgrades that make me really want to pay to play. But I couldn't imagine. Anyway, yeah, guys, peace. Alright, so I just want to add this part in there. I exited my game and reloaded it to see if I could get any more maze coins. I went ahead and fed. I got my 30 for feeding. It put me 3 away. And then I noticed that they have this event up, so I'm going to be able to hatch somebody. I want to go ahead and hatch this one here that's been as close to an hour. The reason why I hatched that one that was close to an hour is because I plan to sell it. The other ones I don't, and right there we go. That's what I needed. That's why I did that. So now I can come down here, moving one last time. Oh, it was only 20 guys, so I am 1 node. I ended up being 650 coins shy of rank 1. That's because I'm a slacker. Those coins definitely were from not hatching enough. I think I did everything but hatching enough. And that's just because the game is bugged where selling an egg is the only way I get hatch points. Hatching one does not give me the points. Anyway, we end it with 20 away from rank 1. Anyway, guys, peace.